Zombie apocalypse.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Go Away I'm Gaming, and welcome to another Top Drives video. And today I'm going to be doing a prize car garage tour. I did say I was going to get round to doing one, but you know, life has kind of taken over a little bit. Worked a lot of hours recently, a lot of 12 to 14 hour shifts. And family life, of course, that all comes in to play. Sorry, there was a hair or something in my eye there. So yeah, you know, I'm off work now today, so we're going to do a garage tour. But again, prize cars only. So we're actually going to start with the lower end prize cars, and that's because no one ever wants to see the lower end prize cars. Now, I've got 99 prize cars in my garage, so the next one is prize car number 100. And we will go with, let's have a look, rare, common and uncommon first, before we move on to the bigger ones. So rare, the Pontiac Trans Am. Now, I only got that in the most recent edition of its release. I never managed to get it beforehand because it was released a fair few times a little while back, before I started, to be fair. So that's why I've only ever got one. But it's a fantastic rare car, a very good dragger. The Lancia Stratos 0. Now, this was a bit of a weird event. If you guys have got it, you'll remember that it was, it didn't matter what position you come, you got this. 100 people in a bracket, 100 people got this, and there was no gold, no cash or anything. It was just literally the Lancia was your prize. I can't remember what the deal was with it, but yes, that's how it worked. So it's a bit of a funky prize car. And not bad stats for an RQ30. Now, if you guys also remember these Jaguars, now these Jaguars were keys. So we have the XK150, the XK120, and the XK140. These were keys to ARCs, ARC challenges, and you, was it something else? Was it like a key to like a challenge, like in the Shadows or something like that? You had to have 5 of these cars to progress. If I remember correctly, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think they were. We had them, we had the Peugeots, and some crazy other crappy little cars. Now, I got rid of the other 4 of each and just kept one because I don't think it's that great of a prize car. It's good to have in your garage, of course. Yeah, so the other ones were the Peugeot 203, the 305, and the 404. They were all keys to progressing a challenge. Now, I'm talking maybe 2 years ago now. In fact, we'll have a look how long we have owned this. 491 days, so about a year and a half with a 1% win ratio. Boom. That's just because I use them for farming. And again, we had 5 of each of these, and they're just pointless. It's the same as the Alphas and the buses. They were just keys, but these have remained tagged for now. If you haven't noticed, I am missing some of the prize cards, all of the Austins. I don't have any of the Austins. Of course, the AMC Rebel Machine has never been released as of yet. The Volvo C303 Packard, the Paris Dakar. Sorry, not the Packard. That's me getting the P and the D mixed up there. That's not been released into the game yet. The Smart 42 EV, years ago that was released into the game, never been released since. And then all the Austins, so the Austin Healey 3000, the Austin 100, that'd be the 1100. The Austin 1100, that's just me. Honestly, I am so tired recently from working. I can't even get my words out. The Austin Ambassador, the Austin Maxi, and the Sprite, and the Allegro. So yes, I am missing all of them. They were for the Moby Dick. If you go all the way back to Arc 1, the Moby Dick prize car, they were your keys to get into that. And since then, they were used in like a few of the lower arcs and then phased out, but they've never been released back into the game as non-prize cars, which is a shame. I don't want to buy cars. Right, so let's go back to prize cars. And let's go and have a look at super rare and ultra rare, and then we'll have a look at the ones that are released for them as well. Okay, so we'll start with the ultras. The Alpine A310 V6 Group B, an amazing car. Absolutely love this. Get loads and loads of use out of it. Not so much as of recently, but 817 out of 490 days, not bad. 233 I feel was the best build on that one. The Mazda Bbr. Now this was re-released recently. Was it the horror show or the Christmas? It was around that time. I've not got round to doing anything to it as of yet. I will do. That will be one of my project cars soon. But it has been released many years ago as well, about 3 years ago. So some people have now got two of them, which is fair enough. The Pontiac G8 GXP. I feel I maxed that one wrong at 323, but again, it's done its job. It's a good medium ride height car and the best Pontiac in the game by far. The Tommaso Pantera Gt5, another one that's really weird. It's medium ride height. Doesn't get much use, to be fair. 53 races out of there's better medium ride height cars to use, but it is Italian, of course. The Chrysler 300, again, this was given out in a challenge, and actually I quite like the look of that car. Another one that's medium ride height, and another one with not a fantastic amount of races on it now. Maybe if it had a bit more handling, it might be a bit more worthy. The 911 Carrera. Now this has been released twice as well. It is one of them rare Porsches that are medium ride height. Again, I've not got round to doing anything with it. And if you check, I've done 2 races in 437 days. Wow. To be fair, I think I even forgot I had that prize car. That might be another project to be done as well. The Dodge Avenger Rally Sedan. Now this was obviously released not long ago as well. It is 189 days ago. I use this a lot, especially in clubs, front wheel drive off road. Brilliant car by all accounts. The Vauxhall Old Nail. Again, a car that doesn't get as much love as I thought I would give it. 56 races and 185 days. It's, yeah, not as good as I wanted it to be. And there's certainly not enough Vauxhall events to use it in. The Chrysler 300 Glacier Edition. Now, I didn't think I would ever use this car. I thought this would be another one that would sit there untouched. But actually, I maxed it, and it's fairly decent, to be fair. 101 races in 92 days. 4-wheel drive, medium ride height, standard tyres. It's not bad. So if you have got it, I would max it. If you've got the food, maybe. It's certainly worth a go. The Ram Rebel, of course, this was the ARC 10 prize car from March, well, this month, just gone. I've not got around to touching this yet, and I'm still debating as to what to do with it, whether it's going to be a 323 or a 332, because it's got pretty good acceleration for an off-road vehicle, but I don't know. So the Aston Martin Bulldog, now I've got two of these. One is 332, and this was the first one ever given out 672 days ago. Again, this was a big challenge one. I think this was like our first sort of silver screen prize. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I got rudely interrupted there by my wife calling me, and I have completely lost my train of thought. Right, so the Aston Martin Bulldog, the first one was given out in a challenge a little while back. The second one, I can't remember what it was when it was given out. Actually, it was given out 256 days ago, and again, I've not touched that one, so that is one I will look at doing too. The DS3 Performance, this was an ARC prize. ARC, I want to say ARC 7. No, I want to say ARC 4. A long time ago. I can't remember. 459 days ago. It doesn't get much love, to be fair. It's one I maxed for maxing, I suppose. And the Hummer H3T. That has been given out twice also. I got it on the second time around, and I maxed it because it was useful in a challenge. That's the only reason. Not used it since. 95 races. Poor. The Buick Gnx was re-given out again at Christmas, I think it was. Was it Christmas or Horror? One of them. It actually isn't a bad car. Medium ride height, one of the best Buicks in the game, I suppose. The Mini was given a buff in the last major update, and it's a lot better now, but I still find very seldom use for it, to be fair. The Plymouth Superbird, again, it's one of them that I'm just not finding any use for. I think there's just better drag cars in the super rare collection, but again, it's got that crazy top speed that does well in test bowls and stuff. The Lancia Rally, the 037 Stratos, also the road version of the rally car. This will be maxed for two-tone. I'm just waiting for two-tone to basically drop, and that's never been used as of yet. The Abarth, not a bad car, one of the best Fiats, but again, just not finding the use for it. 95 races in 500 odd days, it just doesn't get any love. The AMX, again, even worse. 5 races I've used it for in 458 days. Never used the Chrysler 300 Motown edition. Not a single race on it. The Lancia Stratos isn't too bad. That gets a bit of use. Again, probably not as much as it could. The Porsche, oh, now I've had this for a long time. This Porsche, 550 days, and look at that. 0 races. Never used it once. Oof. Again, there's just better cars to have. The Rover Coupe Turbo. Now, this again was only just re-released recently in the very last challenge we just had. I've not got around to using it as of yet, but this was something that was released years ago for a lot of players, and a lot of players have more than one. But it does seem to be a pretty good car. It's medium ride height, wild ride tag, so not bad. The Alfa Romeo Sz. I can't remember how we got this, but this is a super old prize car now as well. 787 days. It actually was one of my first prize cars, I think. Again, it doesn't get much love. And the Citroen was re-released, which I do want to max that as well. I'm just being very cautious with my money at the minute, being very cautious with what I'm upgrading and stuff. But I will get round to maxing them. Right, shall we move on to the bigger cars? Because I know that's what you want. I know that's what you want to see. But let's just see what's missing at the moment. Okay, so the Acura, I never got that because it was given out as... so after the Moby Dick, and they did the Lamborghini Diablo ARCs, this was the second prize. The first prize was a Mini, the second prize was the Nsx, and you had to have the Austins. So if you remember me saying about the Austins 10 minutes ago, you had to have the Austins to get hold of these. So I never got the Nsx T. So it has been released before, but I never got it. Unreleased is the Nissan Skyline GTR LM Nismo R33 road car. What a mouthful. Doesn't look too impressive, to be fair, when we saw it in a challenge not long ago. Now, I do believe that the GMC Yukon XL has been released before. And I'm talking maybe many years ago, but I don't know. But it has got the silver screen tag on it. So maybe that will come back. And the two Peugeots that have been released, the RC Diamonds and the RC Spades. Oh man, I cannot wait to get them. They look pretty sweet, to be fair. 47 and 46. And there's only one others left, and that's the Nissan Violet Rally car. Again, that looks pretty beast, and I want that in my garage too. I don't think it's going to be anything super special, but I just love the old school rally cars. They just do something to me. Right. Let's move on to Epic. We'll do Epic first. And we'll start with the two big ones. The RQ79, the Skyline GTR Limited Edition LM Nismo R33 race car. Mouthful. Of course, it's RQ79. I think it needs to be dropped in RQ a little bit or given a little bit more MRA, but 3.3101. This is what it looks like maxed at 233. So if you've not seen one maxed and this is your first time, this is what it looks like. And if you need to, every single challenge, every single stage is in a playlist for you on my channel. So go over there and check it out if you really need to. The whole challenge is there for you guys if you need some help. The Yellowbird. Let's move on to that now. MRA King, something like 105 MRA. This thing just stonks most things in its path. Mine's built at 332, 222 top speed, 3 seconds to 60, and handling of 90. Again, it is the championship prize car. If you've not got your hands on it yet, the entire playlist is there for you. The quality of videos for that are not as good as they are for the Nismo, but that's when I was very new to YouTube and stuff. But the videos are there, so hopefully you can still see ahead and you can still get some sort of idea as to what's working. The Yellowbird I've owned for 657 days with a total of 1,731 races. Now, the Pro Car. Now, you've got to be aware that with Epics, I've started working on some of them, and others I haven't. And I've had to step back from work. I don't like leaving half-done cars. That's not my thing. But I've had to step back a little bit off maxing the epics that I wanted to max because of Tri-Series finals and challenge events. So you're going to see some that are still untouched and some that are half done. So the Pro car, I wanted to get that done. I so wanted to get that done. It's got 100 MRA. It goes down to something like 3.3 and 100 handling, but I've never touched it and I've never used it. It was given away not long ago in a challenge. Guys, I do want to max this. I do, but I just haven't got round to it. The Jaguar Xg 220. Now this was the second time it was released, and it was done in a challenge. It was done in a GT series, which again wasn't too long ago. It was the first GT challenge of 2022, but I've never got round to maxing this one either. It's 222. I do want to max it, but again, food. I'm running so short on food. It's unreal. The Bentley Sir Peter Blake Continental GT. Now, if you guys don't remember, or you're still fairly new to the game, this was given out Valentine's Day, not last year, maybe the year before. Let's have a look how many days. 772 days. So that is 2 years ago, if I'm correct. That was given out for Valentine's Day 2 years ago. It's not a bad car maxed, but I've never got round to doing it. I thought about it when I first got it, like, shall I max it, shall I not? Let's see how many races it's got. 215. It's a niche car. Yeah. The Gt40 Race Car. This was given out not too long ago again. At Christmas, wasn't it? 99 days ago. Total of 9 races. I haven't got the food. I just haven't got the food to max it at the minute. It's one of them. I want to max it. It's up there, right up there at the top of my list, but I just cannot get to it. The Diablo Gt. Now, this was one of the ARC challenges. This was one of the main ones. So we had the Moby Dick, and then we had this. And to be fair, I don't really like it. I like the look of the car. I've always liked the Diablos. Maxed, it's not fantastic. It goes to something like 3 and 94. It's not up there to max, unfortunately, even if it is an RQ76. I just think there's better cars to have. The M3 GTS. Now, I only put fuses in this because we had the previous challenge. And my mind has gone completely blank as to what it was. Year of the Tiger. It was Year of the Tiger, and this had the Year of the Tiger tag. It has got another upgrade on it, but total of 13 races. That's crazy. I've done nothing with it at all. This has been released more than once into the game also. And the same goes for the Baby Bertha. I know I skipped a car there, but the Baby Bertha was also done that way too. And the Baby Bertha is actually probably the best Vauxhall in the game. Definitely worth maxing. So that is going to be something that just get finished. I think that I won't leave the BMW half done. I will finish it because it only needs one more upgrade, and the same for the Baby Bertha. So when I say about half cut epics, I don't like it. It really bugs me. It really bugs me having half cut cars. The Ram Rebel TRX concept. This is awesome. If you missed out on it, I'm really sorry. It was one of them special events that just dropped out of nowhere. And top 15 got this, and I came 15th. I had to fight my arse off to get this. I used so much gold. I could not believe it. But it is a fantastic car, and I use it all the time. Okay, so the Abarth Grand Punto. This is awesome. This car is just fantastic. I use it all the time. Also, 1,921 races with an 93% win ratio. 233 I feel is the best build for it. If you're still building it, absolutely fantastic car. The Ford Gt40 race car. Now, this was given out many years ago also, but it was most recent release was the last time we had silver screen. And it actually had the silver screen tag. This is a half-cooked Epic again, but it doesn't get much love. I think if I did max it, it would get a bit more love, to be fair. But again, it all comes down to food. These next two I rushed to max them as quick as I could. The Renault Lagoona Bt Cc, the best front-wheel drive car in the game. And I could not wait to get my hands on it. That again was also given away in Year of the Tiger. And it is my favourite touring car ever. So as soon as I got my hands on it, I maxed it. 233 seems to be the best upgrade on it. And to be fair, I've already had 71 races in 19 days. That's going to get loads of use. The Aerial Nomad. So this is a bit of a weird one. The Aerial Nomad looks fantastic. It's not fantastic though. 2.9 to 60, it just dies. It just kind of wheel spins everywhere. It got buffed in the last update. Now, I built mine 323. For dry city streets, 233 is better, but for off-road, 323 is better. So you need to make a choice if you are still maxing it, where to go. If you want to use it for city streets, then do. But if you pit it up against the 323 in off-road, in clubs or anything like that, you will make a loss against it. The final 5 prize cars I've got here. The Infiniti Q60 Red Sport all-wheel drive. 28 races in 574 days. I can't even remember how we got hold of that. Not really interested. The Maserati 250F, again, another car I'm not interested in. If it didn't have the prize car tag, it'd have been fused. In all honesty, that's where I know it's got good MRA. I'm not denying that. But it doesn't get its use. I think it maybe if it had a bit more handling. I've just noticed a huge bumblebee in here. I will be getting rid of that in a minute. That's made me feel a bit uneasy. Okay, Nsx R. Now, actually, this isn't a bad car once it's maxed, but again, it's an RQ65. Why is it so low in RQ? If it was 74 or 75, I'd have made the endeavour to max it. That bumblebee is making me feel really uncomfortable. 25 races I've used it for. I think if I maxed it, it would get a lot more love. The F-Type rally car, it's a fantastic picture. It's just not fantastic in practice. The RQ62 and the RQ63s, the RQ64s beat it in pretty much everything. Finally, the Volvo 850T Bt Cc, the British Touring Car Championship car. RQ65 4 to 60 100 handling. Oh man, I love this car. This is my 3rd favourite touring car ever, after the Renault Lagoona and after the Alfa 155. Unfortunately, I missed the Alfa 155. This gets lots of love, lots and lots of love. More recently, since I maxed it, 877 total races and 97%. It sat unmaxed for a long time, but now it's gotten a lot more love. Very quickly, so we've got the Lancia Evo 8 and the Camaro ZR1. Both of them above the 79 threshold. Haven't been released for a long time now. They have been released into the game, but not for a long time. The Ford Indigo has never been released. The Metro 64R has been released a couple of times. Again, I missed out on that. The Citroen BX4TC, I missed out on that. That was a long time ago as well, before my time. Now we've got the Coupe Camaro here, which has never been released. The other Gt40 race car, which has been released. The Lotus 211 GT4 Super Sport, a long time since that's been released. The Subaru Impreza has never been released and doesn't look impressive, to be fair. The Cayenne Turbo and the Range Rover Sports have been released into the game, but again, a long time ago. The Vital Edition Infiniti FX has never been released. The Vauxhall VXR8 got released a long time ago now, about 2.5 years ago. Never see anyone using it. A lot of them were released, to be fair. The Impreza and the Primera, they've never been released. The Interceptor's never been released. The Coupe Camaro's never been released. The other Primera has never been released. And the rest, and the Nissan Leaf has never been released. Let's move on to legendaries. Now, I'm not going to go through the unreleased ones. I'll just go through what I've got. Now, I'm going to very quickly skip over the Gamera. We're going to quickly look at it, and that's it. That's your look at it. The Gamera is a touchy subject at the moment. And I don't want to go into too much detail about it. Of course, there's a lot of upset people, and I cannot blame them. The servers have been atrocious. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to... I don't... It's a touchy subject. The Gamera is a very touchy subject, and I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so the Porsche 918 Spider, this has been released twice, and I got it on the second time around. The Rimac, I've got a lot of legendary prize cards, so I need to get through them pretty quickly, to be fair, on this one. The Rimac Nevera, I love this car. It is fantastic, and I'm sorry if you've missed out. It's a killer car. I haven't got the food to be maxing legendaries. You know, I'm not one of these huge players. I think I'm a mid-tier player. And I've seen so many with many of their legendaries maxed. Just quickly go back to this. This has got the Ghost upgrade. And if you don't know what the Ghost upgrade is or what it means, basically, at this build here, this car is just slightly better than a 1-star, and none of the stats have changed. So it catches people out. Okay, so you all saw me win the 905B. That was a challenge a GT series. Currently at 122. That is on my list to max, as well as the Rimac. So I've got a few. The Porsche is going to get a couple of upgrades, but not maxed. The Rimac's going to get maxed. The Persia is going to get maxed. The Pikes Peak XL7 is going to get maxed. They're 3 definite ones. There is a few more, but I'll go through them. So mine is currently at 122. I want it to be maxed, definitely. The Pagani Zonda, underrated, legendary, I feel. I got this by not much trying, to be fair. it needs to be maxed, really. It needs a couple of upgrades. But food is so scarce at the minute, it's unreal. The Bugatti Veyron 16.4 Grand Sport. This was my first proper Bugatti before I got my Chirons. So this had a lot of love. It's had 6,750 races with a 96% win ratio, and it's currently at 222. And I still use it now. Still use it a lot. The Vienna Roadster, of course, that was another GT series, and again we all went through that, and it wasn't a tri-series. The 908, that was a tri-series, a very good car, very strong car, just not as strong as the other Peugeot, but it's up there. That is another car that does need some love, but I've never got round to doing it. The Pikes Peak Idr, this is getting maxed. It will get maxed. It will. I'm just not getting the time to do it, but again, at these stats, it's fantastic anyway. It goes up to 110 handling. Here's my first untouched legendary prize car, the Nsx R. This was another legendary. So, how can I put it? Sometimes you can go into a tri-series and not try. That sounds arrogant. It does. It sounds arrogant. Sometimes you can go into a tri-series where you've got the perfect hand and you don't need to do anything, and you just find yourself sitting at the top of the leaderboard, even if you're not interested in it. So, I don't want to say I wasn't interested in getting this car, because I was. I can't get my words out. I didn't. If I didn't get it, I wasn't so bothered. I'll say it that way. Unlike the Rimac, where I went in and I was like, I have to get the Rimac. I am getting the Rimac. I am going to get the Rimac. The Apollo, I wasn't like that. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. It sounds so arrogant and salt my own arse, but I'm really not with it. That's just how it happened. The Jaguar, such a strong car. This is one of the other legendaries I want to max. So strong. Oh my god, it's a game-breaking car. I think there's certain cars here that are game-breaking, and that's one of them. The IDR is another. The Rimac is another. I'm not talking about the Gamera. The Koenigsegg One. It's a very strong car. I'm actually thinking of building this one 332 if I ever get round to doing anything other than what I've done to it. Unfortunately, it just gets overshadowed now by stuff like the Rimac. The Urus, you've seen me get this not long ago. I got it on the rerun, and I was very lucky just to sneak in on that one. Mine's currently built at 122. That's going to be maybe a maxed one as well. I don't know yet. I've got so many to max, and no food. The P1 GTR, now I got this on the very first run of it. I've owned it for 843 days. It was one of my first ever prize cars. And check out them races, 14,000 races with a 99% win ratio. Oof. Currently a 123. No. Yeah, 123, yeah. And the Senna, that was released not much after it as well. 577 days with a 6,000 races. That's currently a 123. Also, another very strong car. The Bentley Exp 100 GT was released not long ago, and this was one of them other ones where I found myself sitting in the top 10, and it wouldn't have bothered me if I could win it or not. I don't want to sound like a knob. But that's where I am with it. That's It's not even touched it. The LC2 I won on the second run. The Vulcan. Now the Vulcan, when it first got released, which was Fly to the Valkyrie or Into the Valkyrie, I can't remember. Something about a Valkyrie event. This was released for that. And when it was first released, it was nowhere near as good as it was now. That's why I never touched it for a long time. It got buffed big time. The Apollo R, that was one of them I was super excited to get into. Won it and then never done anything with it. The Pagani Huayra BC, that was also a very strong prize car that was released for one of these, like In the Shadows or whatever it was event. Again, it's another really strong prize car that I've done nothing with. The Bentley Continental Gt3. Now, I absolutely adore this car. I use it as much as I can. The only problem is it's on slicks. Currently a 113, a bit of an odd tune, but it was done for a reason. Yeah. The Nismo Gtr. I won that on the second release. Not so great, unfortunately. Really, really poor in the MRA department, which, to be fair, I thought GTRs were a lot stronger than that. The Peugeot 208 WRX, released not long ago, this year, 2022. Very controversial finals, that one as well. The Short Tail GTR F1, that was also released from another challenge. Lost a lot of its top speed in the last update. One of them again that I've never got round to doing anything with, and maybe I should. The Levante, that was also given out this year again. It was given out about 3 years ago also. And again, I'm going to sound arrogant, I'm going to sound like a knob. This was one of them actually where I sat right at the top of the leaderboard with 0 losses, and I didn't try, to be fair. I feel horrible saying that because there's people out there that really wanted the car. I'm not saying that I didn't want it, but I just had the perfect hand for it, and I just sat at the top of the leaderboard without being defeated. The ME412, I got this on the second release, and this is one that I had to really fight for and really wanted. The Project 8, into the Year of the Tiger, just released. The AMG SLS GT3, I really had to fight for that one. That was one of the American Frontier first cars released when we had the American Frontier update. I remember this one specifically because it was a Cura, and I really struggled to get this prize car. I managed to get into the top 10 right at the end. Peugeot 205 T16 Evo2, another absolute fantastic off-roader. That was given out in another big challenge. The Cerber Speed 12. Now, this was released, I think this was actually the very first prize car released into the game and re-released last year. Fantastic car, had a huge buff now as well, so it's really strong. The Aston Martin 177, Christmas, it was given out in the horror show and it was given out at Christmas, and it was also the silver screen main prize last time it was around. The Dodge Viper ACR X, the ACR 10, whatever you want to call it, that again, unfortunately, I'm going to sound like a knob, one of them tri-series where I sat at the top because I had the right cars. Bentley Continental GT Pikes Peak, that was a random event while we were waiting for the next update. That got released, and yeah, I bagged that and never used it. Citroen GT was the first GT challenge released, style tri-series challenge released, so I managed to bag that. The VW Nardo, that was another car that was released through a big challenge. The M3 GTR, also released through a big challenge. The Z06 was another tri-series that I sat at the top for. The Ford GTX One was another GT series. It was the one just after the Citroen GT1, and look at that, 28 races. I've never used it. The MC12 Stradale, I chose that from one of the tickets from one of the other challenges. Never used that. The Porsche Dakar, again a ticket from another. It was released into the game early. I think it's had 3 times now. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Don't forget, if you do like my videos, please do drop a like, smash that subscribe button, and continue to follow me for more top drive videos. These last few are the bottom of the pile for me. The Alfa Romeo, I picked that from the Christmas challenge. That was released as a tri-series many months ago. Unfortunately, a very poor car. We got the birdcage in the last Arc 9. The crossbow was Arc 6, I believe. And again, look at this. Just not a single update on it. 5 races total, not a single upgrade. Scary. And the Cadillac CN, I've left this one. This was my very, very first legendary prize car. 885 days ago. Just after the Italian Renaissance update was released, because I won it because I had the Pagani. I got super lucky out of a pack, and it gave me the Cadillac CN prize car. Fantastic, fantastic prize car. And that's it. That is it. That was a long video. I hope you've stuck around all the way to the end. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time for another video. You take care. Bye bye.